classes. When writing these reflections, the SSE students have had an opportunity to self-inspect and consider how Swami's teachings have influenced their lives. We're looking forward to hearing their reflections today. Please welcome the SSE Group 3 students.
Sai Baba, my most humble pranam at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Respected elders, aunties and uncles, brothers and sisters, on this occasion of Aradhana Day, we are gathered here to remember our beloved Bhagavan and his message to mankind. Every day, we are guided by our dearest Swami through his messages. Through these messages, little by little, we become better people, internally and externally. Today, I will be talking about perseverance and how it has helped me throughout my life, and how I have learned to overcome challenges and difficulties when I was under pressure. To start off, I would like to share with you a very meaningful quote from Swami about perseverance, which he said during his Shivaratri discourse on the 8th of March, 1997. Abhyasam sarani vidyam. One gets knowledge based on one perseverance and dedication. Learning requires sincere practice. By practice alone, one can meditate. Through meditation, one develops sacrifice, and by spirit of sacrifice, one attains peace. So for everything, practice is essential. Men masters walking, talking, reading, etc. only through practice. Practice is of utmost importance if one wants success in attaining knowledge. Here, Swami is stressing the need to have virtues of perseverance and dedication. What if you don't persevere? You become lazy and become a recipient of all of the negative qualities. We will lose our ability to face challenges in life. We will be unable to stay connected, stay focused, and we won't achieve anything, and soon become a burden to others. On the other hand, if we don't have the right level of perseverance, we are sure to have the corresponding negative effects. Perseverance is a quality I honestly wished I had developed earlier in my life, as it would have helped me to develop an understanding of how I can reach my goals and aspirations without having to go through most, if not all, of the hardships later on. As I mature, both age and intellectually, I feel as if I should have planned to face many situations in advance, so that I could have really received the whole benefit of it, and felt a sense of achievement when I accomplished that certain task. I found this out mostly when I delayed many of my assignments for school until the very last moment, and then I tried to finish it the night before the due date. Although I managed to get it done, I wish I could have planned it ahead and persistently worked hard so that I could have expected better results. We can see perseverance as a prime quality of great leaders like Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, and Mahatma Gandhi. They worked tirelessly towards their chosen goals. They had a phenomenal level of perseverance despite mountains of obstacles and difficulties they had on their way. So, what is perseverance? It is our capacity to to work consistently and incessantly towards our goals, despite setbacks, criticisms, and failures. So, what exactly should we persevere for? It would be fruitless and wrong if I persevered to become the richest person in the country, which would be of no benefit to fellow human beings and even the people around us. On the contrary, if I persevered to become a big business person so that I can employ hundreds of unemployed people and serve some of the disadvantaged, then it will give me the right mental impetus to work and achieve those targets. In the life stories of Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, and Mahatma Gandhi, their goals appeared to be serving to the neglected and marginalized people. But they had clear internal missions to perfect their lives, love fellow humans, and work towards God. Such a mission is so powerful that they could draw an abundance of energy from their inner source. Mahatma Gandhi often said, "I am a karma yogi, and my path of satyagraha was the means to become a perfect renunciate to go beyond my likes and dislikes." So our perseverance should be towards something positive, which will uplift not only us, but also others. It should be a dharmic effort and should conform to the laws of divinity. In Buddhism, perseverance is explained as an enthusiastic effort or right effort, which is required to be perfected to develop good meditation skills. So why do we have problems in our perseverance, and why do we have difficulties to display consistent perseverance? And how do we build the skills on perseverance? The answers come from Lord Buddha's teaching on what is right effort. So what is right effort? It is making an effort to avoid unwholesome habits and virtues, and then abandon the unwholesome habits and virtues. Then we can cultivate the wholesome habits and virtues and learn how we can maintain the wholesome habits and virtues. The technique is quite self-explanatory. Abandon and avoid the unwholesome habits and virtues, and then cultivate and maintain wholesome habits. Wholesome habits and virtues are the 5 basic human values: Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and Ahimsa, that we study in our regular SSC classes. Unwholesome habits and virtues are the opposite to these. They hurt us and others, which often has a massive impact in trying to attain or develop perseverance. So if we practice right effort as explained above, our perseverance will be consistent, powerful, and will motivate us to be successful. Our state of mind or confusion can play a big role in affecting our perseverance. Swami had emphasized on perseverance coupled with patience. If we have perseverance with patience, it will give us purity, and that is the clarity of the mind. Swami called it as the 3 Ps. In conclusion, I admit that attaining or developing perseverance is no simple task, and is definitely easier said than done. But techniques and skills given in our scriptures and taught in SSC classes are powerful and practical. I hope they are beneficial to you as they are just as beneficial to me, and will help us to become better people. Finally, I leave you with a quote from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, shloka 6. Let a man lift himself by his own self alone. Let him not lower himself, for this self alone is the friend of oneself, and this self alone is the enemy of oneself. The Lord says that you have to lift yourself by the higher self. If you don't, your lower self becomes your enemy, and your life will become a misery. This means that to be happy and healthy, we have no other option but to raise ourselves with the right level of perseverance above our lower self. Thank you, Jai Sai Baba.
In a world full of privileged and unprivileged people with unfair systems, helping others is the best gift we can give to those people who are neglected and disadvantaged. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of love and a soul-generated grace. This is the requirement to serve. Sairam, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aradhana Mahotsavam, and the topic of my speech for the reflection of Aradhana Day is helping others, or service. How I understood the means and methods. Do people actually need our service? Look around the world, watch the daily news. We see many natural disasters, man-made wars, countless refugees crossing borders, innocent children subject to wars, poor people starving for water and sanitation, unjust governments treating people poorly. When you see these people whose houses are destroyed, supply of essentials fully curtailed, medical facilities limited, and governments unable to fully cope up with such crises, wouldn't you want to help them? Martin Luther King Jr. said that life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? He went on to advise that every man must decide whether he will walk into the light of creative selflessness or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. Something within us would tell us that we must help our fellow brothers and sisters. Helping others is a natural tendency, or the inner core within us to rise beyond our comfort zone. Despite knowing this, many of us are not ready to serve. The avatars, like Lord Krishna and Swami, declare that whenever there is a decline in Dharma, I will come to restore it. To restore Dharma, Swami Sanji's message to us as love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never, meaning you love all, so that you can serve all, to help ever, without hurting never. This means to serve all is to love all. That is going beyond all boundaries, like the rich and the poor, the wanted and the neglected, the privileged and the unprivileged. So why is it so difficult to rise above these mental boundaries? In Mahabharata, in the midst of the war beginning, Arjuna was confused, dejected, indecisive after seeing his loved ones, kith and kin, and worried about the deadly consequences of his actions with an imminent war. He approached Krishna and said, "My heart is overpowered by the taint of pity. My mind is confused as to what is my duty. I ask thee, tell me decisively, what is good for me? I am thy disciple. Instruct me. I have taken refuge in you." Krishna replied that nor at any time, nor you nor I, did not exist and will ever cease to exist hereafter. This body, the embodied soul, passes into childhood, youth, and old age. So also does it pass into another body. The firm man does not breathe on the perishable body. Krishna advised Arjuna to look within the indwell of the body, Atman that is real, internal, all-pervading self which ever exists. It is the only reality. This self is indestructible, by whom all this is pervaded. None can cause destruction of that, the imperishable. In our daily lives, like Arjuna, we are deluded by the multitude of the names and forms that undergo changes. But we fail to look into the indwell of the body, an effulgent, immutable aspect of the omnipresent God. The wrong focus is in the negative forms are the main reasons for our mental boundaries preventing us to love all. When serving others, an understanding of God within all forms will be an uplifting experience. Mother Teresa said, "No, I will not touch a leper for 1,000 pounds, yet I will willingly cure him for the love of God." She saw Atman, or God beyond the form. How do we serve others? Moses shows us this through the 10 Commandments, which is what some people believe is a guide to a good society. One of them states, "Love thy neighbour," meaning love and treat people the way you want to be treated. So if you want to be treated well, treat others the same, or give back to others. Jesus elaborated this by saying, "Love your neighbour as you love yourself, with all your heart, all your will, and all your power." Baba called this unison in head, heart, and hand. Love and hand. This means our thoughts should be loving, not hurting, or causing suffering or pain to others. Love and heart means to allow the loving thoughts to manifest as a feeling in our hearts as kindness, forgiveness, and gentleness. They will bring much joy and happiness to other people. Love in hand, meaning allowing feeling of love to express in action as caring for others or helping others. During our SSC classes, we discussed how service is important and should be part of our goal. The values, skills, and techniques learned in SSC would be invaluable assets in my life, in particular the 5D: duty, devotion, discipline, discrimination, and determination. The 5Ds will be my key technique to be able to successfully reach my goal with service. Lastly, how the service will help me mentally and spiritually. Martin Luther King said service is the greatest form of spiritual practice. When serving others, you will rise above many mental obstacles and be able to manage delusions. It will become a meaningful, a spiritual sadhana or practice. Gita defined the karma yoga as the path to spiritual upliftment, purity of mind, discipline and spiritual joy, a maturity that will prepare our intellect ready to receive higher wisdom. That is why Jesus said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom in heaven." When we serve others, God's help, guidance, and blessings are assured. In conclusion, my personal goal is to develop my skills and capacities to be able to serve others, possibly through a healthcare service, particularly to people who do not have such facilities. And if we look around us, we have ample opportunities to serve in our friends, family, site centres, and temples. Remember, to serve, we only need a heart full of love and a soul-generated grace. This is the requirement to serve. Thank you, and Jai Sai Ram.
I am Harish Sindhur, and on this special day, in my reflection, I would like to talk about the value of compassion. Compassion. It is something we have by nature, but we need to know more about it. How it helps us develop our mind, and the reasons we are not as compassionate as we could be. We have seen many great people who have done many great things in the world. Sai Baba built hospitals, water projects, universities, and high schools. Mother Teresa established hospitals and missions to serve the poor. Even the famous cricketer Imran Khan built a cancer hospital to serve his people in Pakistan. What is driving them to do such big tasks? And where do they get such inspiration? And most importantly, energy to do such mighty tasks? No doubt it was compassion they had towards their people who were neglected, needy, and poor. What is compassion? Compassion is a feeling of pity or sympathetic concern for the suffering or misfortune of others. Compassion can also be seen as empathy towards others. An example of compassion could be donating to specific causes or help stop or reduce suffering of others. We often hear and talk about love. So what is the difference between love and compassion? When walking along the road, we might come across injured animals. Say it was an injured dog. When we witness such an event, our hearts will pour with love, seeing the pain of the injured dog. But if we are preoccupied, we may have second thoughts about helping the dog and withdraw from doing so. However, a person with lots of compassion will go directly into action to help the dog. So, the difference between love and compassion is action. When we act purely out of love, it is compassion. So, which is more important? Action out of love? Both love and compassion are important. When the love blossoms in one's heart, it will manifest as compassion. To lead a life with compassion, we need to enhance our love in all beings. Why do we need more compassion? We tend to love the people to whom we are close to, such as family, relatives, and friends. But we turn a blind eye to the suffering of whom we don't like or strangers. When we are compassionate towards others, we are able to understand their sufferings and hardship better, and therefore able to build our abilities to help them. Compassion opens our hearts and minds to others, breaking us from selfishness. It develops a capacity to understand others better, a capacity to work harder selflessly. Compassion brings connections to others. Compassion builds inner strength and self-confidence, and is a great source of well-being. Our abilities to help may be limited, but we should do whatever we can do, because it is unbearable not standing and not helping others while they're going through suffering, despair, or pain. Like ripples spreading far and wide from falling pebbles in the water, the effect of compassion also has a positive effect on us and others. That is why Dalai Lama said that love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity could not survive. With knowledge and wisdom, we can make the right choice of action. Our compassion should not be overpowered with emotions for something we are attached to. Our abilities to be compassionate can also be affected by anger, hatred, and wrongdoing. These qualities will not allow us to be compassionate to whom we are hostile to. We should seek help from parents, teachers on our motives to help others until we grow to become emotionally mature. If we can't help, or what we suggest does not work, we should not be discouraged, but we should continue to develop our skills on compassion. The preparation of this speech has taught me a lot about compassion. That it is not just being kind, but showing sympathy and empathy. So, I'm going to leave you with a clue for being happy. Dalai Lama stated, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Here is a clue for us to be happy and make others happy. Action in the form of compassion to those who are less fortunate than us is mostly needed in the world today to make the world a better place to live. That will make us and others happy. Sayonara and thank you.
Om Sayonara. My name is Shivangi Malendran, and my reflection today will be on staying focused. I believe it is an important quality and skill we all need to develop. Staying focused is a key aspect in all of our lives. The problem is we don't use this key aspect enough. This is what makes us succeed or fail, or even brings us happiness or suffering. Staying focused means having a good level of concentration at the point of engagement with attention, without allowing the mind to wander into unwanted areas. When we develop good interests, staying focused on the subject of engagement becomes easy, like reading a good book that we like. However, The challenge is when we need to focus on something which is not so much to our liking. Staying focused also means living with awareness or thoughtfulness and clarity. The Buddhist Dhammapada states that awareness is the path to immortality. The thoughtlessness is the path of death. Those who are aware do not die. The thoughtless are as if dead already. Studies have shown that if you study for a short period of time, but focus to your utmost ability, you would have learned more than you would have if you spent about 4 hours on the same subject, but with no focus. Staying focused always gets us success or good understanding, whether it is on the study table or on the basketball court or soccer field. Focusing enables you to analyze things, look at things from different angles and understandings. With so many distractions we have today at home, school, and outside, we tend to become very momentary. We tend to do multitasking, but that would make us losing our abilities to stay focused. We would watch TV and eat. We would study for a while, got distracted with events around us, and then lose interest in finishing our homework. Our parents may have to remind us to complete homework. When not staying focused, our attention span will become shorter, and we will not be able to concentrate on our studies or any task in a deeper manner. Not staying focused will affect our patience. We may become impatient due to our inability to complete our tasks well. That will disturb our calmness, and we will not be able to live in peace with ourselves. This can affect our health. Lord Krishna states in the Gita, to know many things is ignorance. To know one thing is knowledge. Distraction usually involves the many, and concentration is usually about the one. Our modern lifestyle is driving us to know many things with surface knowledge, but none with deeper. In the modern world, we may know many fancy types of mobiles, but only a few will know deeply about the mechanics of the mobiles. We are attracted by fancy models, but less interested in the deeper electronics of the instrument. That is why Dhammapada states that fools follow after appearance are ignorant and careless. The wise keep awareness and staying focused as their best treasure. Do not follow after vanity, nor after pleasure. Whoever meditates with awareness obtains great joy. Staying focused brings benefits to our lives. Staying focused enables us to study for less time and grasp better. When we finish focus and finish studying quickly, we'll have more time to ourselves, more time to watch TV, more time to play outside. This also lets you have a balanced lifestyle while having fun. I love playing basketball. When playing basketball, and I know most of you will at least understand the game down to the nutshell, put the ball in the basket and you get 2 points. But basketball isn't all about athletic ability. Basketball involves thinking, passing around, setting up plays, and even practical application of human values we learn in SSC classes. You will need lots of energy to run around, have very good focus on the movement of the ball, and continuous display of skills for coordination with the team, and good understanding of the rules. Needless to say that unless a player with a steady mind and being able to stay focused will be able to do better in this game. By staying focused, you will realize the ground situation better and understand things much quicker in this game, leading to better scoring and probably winning too. Negative qualities such as laziness, thoughtlessness, and pride are detrimental to develop the quality of staying focused. To conclude my speech, as stated in the Dhammapada, I believe that we should conquer thoughtlessness and wandering mind with awareness, to stay focused in every task at hand. Take responsibilities to do better in our studies and games. This is what every successful person has clearly understood. Such a person will have great delight in awareness and finds joy being in that state. Likewise, I too will keep awareness or staying focused as my best treasure. Sai Baba.
I offer my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of my dear Lord Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Sai revered elders, aunties, uncles, and children. My name is Aradhana Mahotsavam, and the topic I have chosen for my reflection is self-belief. To me, among other things, developing a strong self-belief means believing in the greater power within me, that is guiding, protecting, and living in me. It is expressing that omniscient power within me to manifest without interruption. This is the essence of my reflection. This is to believe in that higher self and allow it to flow. The essence of my reflection. This is to believe in the higher self and allow it to flow externally in my daily life. It is the source from which one develops self-confidence. Jonathan Roof in Pathways to God writes, "Self-confidence is the basis of faith in God." He quotes Swami, "Without self-confidence, no achievement is possible. If you have confidence in your strength and skill, you can draw upon the inner springs of courage and raise yourself to higher levels of joy and peace. But confidence in yourself arises through the Atma, which is your inner reality. To grow a steady self-belief requires a steady mind, and developing one is not an easy thing to do. A conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna shows the difficulty of mind control. The mind is fickle and obstinate. Taming it is, I think, as difficult as controlling the wind. My self-belief is constantly challenged and requires me to steady my mind and its thoughts. I would like to explain the development of these attributes through a passion of mine, tennis. As every ball you receive or hit has a different speed, trajectory, bounce, and spin, it requires me to continually evaluate my approach to when I'm going to play the ball back to the opponent and where I'm going to place it. Physically, this can be achieved by putting in hard work to improve my racket skills, but mentally it requires me to adapt myself instantly to different situations with different skills or change my approach. Sometimes I make a mistake, like hitting the ball into the net or getting my service wrong. My self-belief quickly gets deflated and I start questioning my ability. This requires me to kickstart that self-belief in me and use that power to focus my mind on winning that next point. To do this effectively over and over again requires me to have a strong belief in my skills to set a goal and achieve it. There was a time when I kept on losing a string of matches. After every game, I would recap what happened in that match and reflect on how I could have possibly done better. With this realization, I started going to the tennis courts more regularly to work on my racket skills. I believe that if I practice harder and put a lot more effort in, I would improve my racket skills and become a better player. And that's exactly what happened. I achieved this by applying the principles of the 5 Ds I had learned in SAT classes. The 5 Ds are discrimination, devotion, discipline, determination, and duty. Discrimination. I ensure to keep the good spirit of sportsmanship even when the match is not going my way. Devotion means I have a commitment to the sport and give my best efforts for both my team and I. Swami has said work is worship. As tennis is part of my work, I remind myself that tennis is something I'm doing for Swami. Discipline is to ensure I attend all my coaching classes. I try to frequently go to the tennis courts to improve my racket skills. Determination. When I am down by a number of points, I say a psalm prayer to Swami, which keeps my self-belief and motivation high. I don't give up. Duty means that I manage the time to play the sport I am passionate about, and to also ensure that I balance between tennis and my other commitments, and make myself available for every match. By applying the 5 Ds every week, reinforces these principles regularly for me, as I extend them to my dance, music studies, and most importantly, my schoolwork. These principles help me to develop good habits, effective time management, attach a sense of importance to what I'm doing, and persevere in my tasks, and most importantly, dedicate the fruits of my efforts to Swami. In the Sathya Sai Baba, one of the daily guidances given by Swami is, whenever God gives you a task, He has placed complete confidence in you. If you make that your focus, your task will definitely succeed. From this I know that every circumstance or challenge I find myself in is because Swami has put me there, for me to learn and develop my potential, and to consequently strengthen my self-belief and resilience. In the same book, Swami gives the following assurance. I alone test you, then again in that test, I alone help you to succeed. I understand from these 2 quotes that when Swami has placed his faith and confidence in me, why do I fear for anything? All I need to do is, with faith in Him, work my hardest at anything I undertake,
introduction comes to an end, I would like to share with you all a story that my Amma passed on. In a conversation the night before the piercing of the fish eye competition, Krishna says, Arjuna, take care, put yourself forward and concentrate on the eye of the fish. Arjuna responds, if I have to do everything, then what will you do? Krishna tells him, what you can't do, I will do. Arjuna asks, what is that I can't do? Krishna answers, I'll keep the water steady. You see, even a gifted archer like Arjuna needed the hand of God to still the water, so he could see a clear reflection of the fish eye, a competition which he won. Just like Krishna was Arjuna's silent partner when facing life's challenges, I know Swami is and will always be my lifestyle partner when it comes to facing my life's challenges. I have many events in my life that are yet to happen, which will test my self-belief, self-confidence, and resilience. My enduring faith in Swami's words, why fear when I am here, will ensure I keep these attributes strong. I thank Swami and my SSC teachers for the opportunity to present this reflection. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Thank you to the SSC Group 3 children for their beautiful and insightful speeches. We will now have the devotional singing, followed by Arati. Swami has emphasized the importance of devotional singing by saying that the act of singing together brings about unity. The divine name purifies one's thoughts and feelings, and this is done to reveal the divinity latent within us.